is Kendall Blissett. I am the electrical apprentice here at Litchfield site in the mighty Waikato. Why did I want to do an apprenticeship? Because I love like a theory and understanding something, but then putting it to use. Doing the practical and the theory makes sense, and electrical was a trade where I could do both of those. So yeah, that's why I did it.
Hi, I'm Xander Pringle. I am also at Litchfield. I chose to do a mechanical apprenticeship because I enjoy problem solving and being hands-on.
Hi, I'm Scarlett Powell and I'm the heavy diesel apprentice at Clandy South Canterbury. I kind of chose this job because I knew that I wanted to do something that didn't require sitting at a desk all day. And I just liked mechanical stuff. I was very mechanical minded as a kid, so I chose to put it into trucks.
My name's Michael Taonga Island. I'm a electrical apprentice at Fonterra up here in the Naughty North. I'd say I got into the trades just due to being interested. Like, I like the idea of pressing that button and that thing over there turns on, and the theory side of it as well keeps me entertained. So worry about it.
Hi, my name's Zoe Armitstead. I'm from doing mechanical from Whareroa in Taranaki. I chose this because I've grown up on a dairy farm, always worked with mechanical sort of instruments and machinery.
An apprenticeship is an opportunity to learn and develop skills which will help you in life and further in your trade.
Yeah, I guess adding on to that, you earn while you're learning is probably the best way to put it.
I'd also add that it's a 4-year program that is like studying for 4 years, especially at Fonterra. It's a 4-year kind of contract, and then you are qualified and you get to move forward.
Okay, so when I finish my electrical apprenticeship, I'll be qualified as as a New Zealand electrician with a practicing license. So with your practicing license, you can choose to endeavour into what field you feel comfortable, whether that's domestic, looking at your houses, residential, commercial, more retail, shopping, or what I've done, predominantly industrial. And then within there, you have your new installs or you have maintenance, what we mainly do here at Fonterra. But then I'm also lucky enough to have exposure to instrumentation, automation, and lots of subcategories where I've gained experience and knowledge that I can also use in the future.
When I get qualified, I am able to venture out into other industries such as machining and fabricating or welding, which we get exposure at here at Fonterra. Or you can stay carrying on in the maintenance stream, which you are predominantly in.
When I am qualified, I will be a qualified level 4 heavy automotive technician. Basically, that means that I'm qualified to work on all the trucks that you see on the road, give or take. Lighter cars I won't be qualified in, but heavy I will be, so I can do quite literally anything.
I'll be a qualified practicing electrician, and similar to what Kendall said, you can venture off into whatever field you so see fit, whether that be industrial, domestic, and then maintenance or new installs.
When I'm qualified as a maintenance fitter, I'll again be able to transfer into different fields. Like you've got your maintenance at Fonterra, or you do have new installs, or I guess you'd call it new installs, like your fabrication side of it as well. It gives you a lot of opportunities, whether you want to go into your fabrication, your maintenance, or what you also can do is like our reliability engineers with like our vibration analysis specifically at Fonterra.
Back at high school, I did mechanical engineering, statistics, maths, and a program called Gateway, which allowed me to get real-world experience in different trades, which allowed me to choose the field in which I wanted to pursue in the future. I was also fortunate enough to actually do a stint of my Gateway at Fonterra Apprenticeship, where I was actually able to follow a fitter around, and that's why I decided to go down this path.
I guess I was very similar to Xander. I had the opportunity to do not a pre-trade but a trade exposure sort of course at school, which kind of let me into different trades to see which one was the best. But then I also took the initiative outside and did volunteering for local electrical companies just to get sort of cement that it was the right idea for me.
I would say definitely like maths and physics is huge, like especially for me at least, like with electrical, it translates heavily into your theory side of your apprenticeship. So I definitely recommend anyone still in high school thinking about an electrical apprenticeship in specific to pursue those subjects a lot more than like geography or chemistry.
I did the same thing. I did Gateway. I did Gateway in a fabrication workshop. And just with the way I was like brought up doing more of the machinery, like working on the machines, I decided from the the Gateway gave me the exposure to decide engineering was what I wanted to do, and from there I was able to choose it mechanical engineering.
So I chose a pre-trade because I didn't want to do year 13 and kind of had that in my mind. I was not doing year 13 no matter what like my mother said. But in saying that, I applied in November for a January spot and I got it. It's 3 days a week depending on where you are. So I was at ARA up in Christchurch and I did Monday to Wednesday. And it was like basically school hours. So I think it was 8 till 4, slightly different school hours depending on where you are. But it's very much like an apprenticeship. You're on your own basically. Like if you don't show up, that's on you. It's not the teacher's fault. It's not like boss's fault here. Like if you don't, everything is up to you to like. If you want to do this, you got to prove it. I spent a year at ARA doing a pre-trade. It got me my level 3 in NCEA, and I got a level 3 in automotive, which then opens you up to an apprenticeship, and it takes a year off your apprenticeship, which is a very handy thing to have.
The best thing for me is probably not being like stuck in a classroom every day for hours. I hated that about school. Also, like earning while you're learning as well is real good. Like I have mates who are at university and they have the school side of it as well, technically as a uni, but then they also have to go out and get another job to fund how they're living at the moment, whereas for me, I'm paid and I'm also doing my learning.
I'd say like you meet a lot of people with like a similar mindset. Like a lot of the guys in the workshop have been on the same, like they were apprentices here and then they got a job here when they finished, so they can like relate to you a lot. And then obviously there's the earning while you're learning. That's probably like the best thing. Like you don't incur any debt while you're working here doing your apprenticeship. So
you're dealing with a workshop with that's just surrounded with people that want to help you develop, and you're working for a company that offers you other opportunities outside of your apprenticeship that still run within the company to help you further develop.
For me, understanding my personal growth and how I like learn as a person, because we all learn differently, and I feel like there's times when you've got to self-motivate, and if you don't have that self-motivation or eagerness to keep learning and keep going, you just come to a standstill. So finding ways that work for me and keep me going is probably like, one of the things I've noticed.
I definitely think what Kendall said, but also that like it's a lot different being an apprentice compared to other people your age. I mean, I'm only 19. All of my friends are first year uni students. It's quite nice actually. I'm not in debt, and I get paid 5 days a week for just learning.
That's probably one of the best parts, is every day is quite different. There's no real typical day, especially as a fitter. One day you could be plumbing, the next replacing seals. There's the next year fabricating. It's just, there's a good variation of work.
Probably the same as what Xander said, like no 2 days are the same. The only thing you've got the same is your morning meeting, and then from there you just work out what you're doing for the day. Seals, motor replacements, anything really, anything that comes up in the factory, whatever. It's great not having 2 days the same. It's probably the best part. So for me, I work 6:30 till 4:30, and with those hours I work 4-day weeks. So every second weekend for me is a 4-day weekend, and that's just the same roster as the other fitters on site. It's real good having your 4-day weekends. You go from not knowing what to do because you have too much time, and then you get to your 2-day weekends and there's just not enough time.
My hours are a lot different compared to the qualified people. I do 7:30 to 4:30, which is different compared to the dark field apprentice. He's 7:30 to 4. I do a little bit extra. A, because it's nicer on the traffic, and B, because it's just a little extra money in the pocket as an apprentice. But depending on the job, I will choose to stay a little bit later so I can get it finished, and then I'll leave a little bit earlier to go have a little bit of a longer weekend. It's very lenient here, which is quite nice. I don't think any other job would be as lenient on me leaving a little bit earlier and staying a little bit later, but I also do 5 days a week, Monday to Friday, which is quite nice because I do get a full weekend, but shift work will be nice, 4 days on, 4 days off. Looking forward to that.
I haven't found it too much different, to be honest. I mean, I still call work school. I'll just say I'm off to school. They're definitely the longer hours, but you tend to, I found I adjusted quite quickly to it.
A similar sort of thing. School, they're very close to the same hours. I guess, the only thing is waking up a bit earlier, but with being on the farm, it's not much different from what I would, not normally do, because I wasn't always out on the farm, but I have had times where I've been up early to do different things, and that's just, you just got to do it. You just get used to it. We have other apprentices on site, but the way that it's sort of with the size of our site, we have every year we change departments. So last year I was in casein, WPC and cream, milk treatment. This year I'm cream milk treatment. So it changes every year, and it's good in the way that they do it because you're not always with the same group of guys and you're learning different machines all the time. And you don't necessarily work with the apprentices too much, but this year I have a Sparky apprentice who's in my team, so work not really alongside him, but you work in the same sort of department as him.
Well, this year we flew up to Hamilton and met all the apprentices in a massive group all together. I met Kendall up there, and It was pretty fun. I didn't expect to be doing that as a first year. I thought you're on your own, you're not meeting anyone. We now have a Snapchat group chat of everyone. I have a Facebook Messenger group chat of all the diesel mechanic apprentices this year, and I know that the other apprentices have different group chats, which has been pretty good to bond and know that you're not just alone on this journey.
I guess that knowledge that if you don't know something, someone else around you will. So that's a good support network as well. You just reach out and yeah, people are happy to help.
All the mechanical side, Competens has that pretty well mapped out. It's broken up into steps. You can see whereabouts you are online.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I can just log in whenever I want, even from like my phone, and just see how many credits I have, how many I need to get, where I am compared to expectations. It's a little chart. It's quite nice to see that I'm above it. But yeah, it definitely is quite nice just to have everything right in front of your face whenever you want it. And then of course someone coming in to have a meeting with you every 3 months, just in case you get lost or stuck on something. They're just right there. And you have their phone number in case something urgent comes up. So just a dial away, really. It's quite nice.
So for fitters, or mechanical, I guess you'd call us, we do two-week block courses, so one in your first year, one in your second year. So they're 2-week long courses each. For us, it was, or for my one, we did, the first week was machining and the second week was your welding fabrication side of it. So you got both on the same course, which was real good. For me, it was only in New Plymouth, so it wasn't that far. So it was real good.
I won't lie, it's been hard. Definitely a big change. To be fair though, I went to an all-girls high school. So moving from all-girls high school to only female in the workshop has been quite difficult, but it's been a good challenge. It's definitely been worth it. I've had my ups and downs, but to go out in public and tell people what I do, everyone's like, no way, like that's so cool, like so proud of you, and they won't even know me. They're just random. It's like I'll go into like, I don't know, Super Cheap Auto, and people will get so excited about what I do, and it gives me a little bit of pride knowing that like I'm not the first person to do it, and I won't be the last because I am doing it.
At Fonterra, it's been real good. They're all real supportive. Got any questions, got any problems, you can go to any of the guys in the workshop, anything like that, and they're all always willing to give you a hand. Yeah, it's all good. So in my contract, it states that for every 1,000 hours you get a pay increase, and for every, I think it's either every 70 or 80 credits you gain from your apprenticeship papers, you get 500 hours. So it's 500 hour advancement. So like if you're on 1,500, you do your 80 credits, you're up to 2,000, which gives you another pay rise. So for me over winter, because it's our shutdown at the moment, so I'm working longer hours, so I'm getting paid a bit more. So instead of 4-day weeks, I'm working 5-day weeks, so I'm paid overtime for that. Yeah, which is real good. And I am, I think, close to my next 1,000 hour advancement, so should be quite good.
We get health insurance. That's a very, very nice benefit. I played rugby early this year and broke 2 ribs. That was expensive out of the bank account. Luckily, health insurance covers it. And it's just little things like that where if you were on apprentice wage without that, it'd be a big struggle. And Fonterra is just looking after you in every way they can, especially with that health insurance.
So we do get provided a tool kit from the list provided in the collective, and then after that, any additional tools we have to purchase ourselves. We do get there is a small tool allowance in our contracts that we get. Do the basics right, like firm handshake, looking in the eyes, goes a long way.
For me to be like, don't be scared to apply, like, and especially like if they're offering overtime, or like right now, if it wasn't for my leg, I'm working on turbines, so I'm doing turbine motor changes, and I was asked whether I would like to, and I was like, well, why not? Like, take all the learning opportunities you can get. Yeah, it might be longer days or working on the weekends, but for me, they're not going to do any more turbine changes during my apprenticeship, so I may never get the time to experience it again. So for me, it was a no-brainer. Do the turbines, get that knowledge as well behind you, and I think it looks a lot better if coming out of your apprenticeship and applying for the job there, you have that, like, you've always been willing to do your overtime, you've been willing to help out where possible. Like, I think that is also a good step as well.
I definitely think confidence. I definitely know that I wasn't shy in my interviews. I even polished my shoes, and that did get noticed. Multiple people brought up my polished shoes. And I definitely think it was a step in the right direction. But as an apprentice, just do the bad work. Like, I spend most of my time on Fridays cleaning mud. Like, I do not want to be spending 4 hours of my day scooping mud. Sometimes you just have to do it, and in the long run, it looks good. Like, it looks good on the bosses, looks good on your teammates, and it looks good on you for doing it.